This video is about solving systems of equations by substitution. So a system of equations is a set of two equations. And how we solve it by substitution is we essentially solve for one of the variables, like x or y, and replace it back into the equation. So what I mean is, if I took my original equation, or the top equation, and I rewrote it, since this says y equals negative x plus 4, I can take what y is equal to, and then I can substitute it into the other equation for y. So that means I replace this y with what we said y was equal to. It becomes 2x, subtract 3, times negative x plus 4 equals to negative 2. Then that's a pretty basic equation you would have solved up to this point in algebra 1. That would lead you to 2x. You distribute negative 3 into the parentheses. So negative 3 times negative x should be positive 3x. And negative 3 times positive 4 should be negative 12. Equals a negative 2. So from there, our goal is to get x alone. So then we can begin solving the rest of the equation. So 2x and 3x gives you 5x. Subtract 12 equals a negative 2. And your next step would be to get x alone, you add 12 to both sides. And you get 5x is equal to 10. So since I know 5x equals to 10, well, I know x has to be 2. But if you can't see x is 2, you divide both sides by 5. So these 5's cancel. You 10 divided by 5, which is 2. So a system of equations, you got to solve for x and y. So I now know x is 2. I can take my equation that says y equals negative x plus 4. I can write down y equals negative 2 plus 4. I can replace the x with 2. So this gives you y equals a negative 2 plus 4. And negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So x is 2 and y is 2. You write this as the order pair xy. So the order pair is order pair 2, 2. And that's our solution. And that's how you solve a system of equations, by substitution. Let's try a new one. Suppose I gave you the second equation. And the second one, notice how neither one of these is solved for any variable. So to begin, you would choose a variable and then solve it for y. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to rewrite it over to the side so I can work with it better. So I'm going to solve it for y, or you can solve it for x. It doesn't matter. I'm going to solve this one for y. To begin solving for y, I'll subtract 4x from both sides. So this cancels the 4x's, and I get y equals to negative 4x. So now I've solved it for y. Then I can take the other equation, this one, which is x plus 2y equals a negative 7. And since I now know that y is negative 4, I can take this y and replace it, or substitute it in 4y. So it gives you x plus 2 to replace y with negative 4x. That's equal to negative 7. So 2 times negative 4x is negative 8x. So I get x, subtract 8x. I have to distribute this into it, equals a negative 7. And then this is the understood 1 in front of x. So 1 subtract 8 should give you negative 7x equals a negative 7. You may know x has to be positive 1. But if you didn't know that, you divide both sides by the number in front of x, the coefficient of x, which is the number in front of x. So you get negative 7 over negative 7, which is positive 1. So once you know one of the variables, replace it back into the other equation. So I'm going to take this equation, which said y equals a negative 4x. I'm going to replace the x with 1. So negative 4 times 1. That's what x is. So y equals a negative 4. So my solution, xy, is order pair 1, -4. And that's my solution. And that's how you solve a system of equations, by substitution.